Hello and welcome to Kotak Chat Room presented by Kotak Securities. I'm Indu Chaudhary, and in this special edition, our focus is on the IPO of Utkarsh Small Finance Bank. And now to discuss more insights and what do we expect from this IPO going forward from here, joining in the top management with me on Kotak Chat Room, Mr. Govind Singh, MD and CEO of Utkarsh Small Finance Bank, and Mr. Sarju Samaria, CFO of the company. Welcome, Mr. Singh and Mr. Samaria, and thank you so much for taking the time out for this discussion.
Thank you for having her.
First of all, Mr. Singh, I would like to start from you and want to understand how's the journey so far and what's your vision for the company going forward.
As an Utkarsh as an institution is 14 years old institution. We started NBFC MFI in 2009, and it has been a long journey. Moving from NBFC MFI and setting up your operations with a headquarters in Varanasi, and launching a bank in 2017. And thereafter, you are aware that by March 23, we were 830 locations across branches across the country with 26 states and union territories, and with more than 15,000 employee base. So I think we have really worked hard and to reach this level. As far as the vision is concerned, I think our focus always has been the medium and lower segment of society as far as the lending part is concerned. So that will continue to be our focus in days ahead also. Some of the key geographies, like UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, some of these places where we have been serving for a long time. That process continues. As a bank, we have got some new geographies also, and especially for the urban lending, for the MSME segment, for the housing segment, for wheel segment, and for the liability business, we have gone pan India. So ultimately, it's a pan India bank, large footprints across the country, but still special focus in the states where we can serve in the interior, semi-urban, and rural area. And another important point from our side will be a big focus on digital and technology. Obviously, all banks are you can say improving big way in as far as digital technology is concerned. In our case, because we have a large presence in semi-urban and rural area, digital means a lot more than what it means for any other player, because we are able to make the process more efficient, bring down the cost of operations, and reach out to these people much more easily, in fact, than what used to happen earlier. So I mean, we has been exciting and eventful journey, and I think this trend will continue.
Great. Mrs. Maria, going forward, if you could help us to understand the key objective of launching this IPO and where the funds will be utilized for.
So this is the primary issue, entire 500 crore. This will supplement our Tier 1 capital and its complete growth capital. So while we have our capital adequacy ratio of 20%, this will take us to 25%. And as we grow, we invest this money into expansion plans.
Okay. Mr. Singh, as per the CRISIL report, the bank recorded the third largest grown loan portfolio growth between FY19 and FY23 among small finance banks with a gross loan portfolio of more than 6,000 crore. So, could you help us to understand how the bank has achieved this milestone and going forward, what type of loan growth can we expect?
So two important aspects. One is that the microfinance business, what we have been doing for last 14 years, that's our core business, and our understanding is great about that part. The geography we serve, I think, is a financially excluded geography when you compare with the rest of the country. So I think so need is there and opportunity is also there. I mean, both go hand in hand. So that we have seen happening in a big way. At the same time, what we have also been able to do, I mean, beyond microfinance, we have been able to, as a bank, product diversification was important point from our side also. We have been able to launch a few new lines like MSME, LAP, affordable housing, wheels, and small corporates. We started in last 5-6 years all these new businesses, and we have seen a good growth because we could create a separate verticals, for each of these these new businesses, and we have seen a good robust growth of all these businesses also. So I think it's all around growth. I mean, the our you can say legacy business of microfinance is doing well. At the same time, our other business, which we have started during last few years, those are also doing good. As far as we are looking, how we look for future from here, our sense is the type of trajectory we have seen during last few years, that there is no reason why it should not continue. I think beyond that, I will not be able to dwell upon this, but I think the trajectory will remain same. That is how it looks like.
Just to supplement Govindji, the geographies that we are, and if you really look at it, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, almost 27, 28% of the population come from there. And if you really look at the share of credit, UP is just 5%, Bihar is just 1%. So we strongly believe that the next income generating population is through this sector, and we have an early advantage since we started 14 years ago from that place.
So, are you going to focus in tier 2 and tier 3 cities more, and would like to add, like, South India states and locations also in your portfolio, or the focus will be on North India side only?
So if you see our last 3 to 4 years, the way we have grown, we normally start new products from because we are Varanasi headquarter bank. So UP Bihar is our core geography where we understand things better. We normally start new products from this area only. But having said so, as I mentioned, we are already in 26 states and UTs, and we have expanded during the last 6 years to multiple states. And ultimately we are an already a player. So after starting in this area, we have normally been moving to other geographies also. So, for example, if you're talking MSME, we are very close to 78 plus locations right now. Housing, we are not, we are close to 44, 45 locations right now. Wheels, we are already on 22 plus locations. So, what we are doing from here and moving to other places also. Based on our experience, sometimes we have to tweaking in the new processes, new products when we launch these products. So, certainly, other than microfinance, which we are into a niche geography, I think all other products we have been moving to all other places, and that trend should remain should continue.
Sure. So, but any plans to focus on tier 1 cities also? As I think I read somewhere that the a portion of capital expenditure is going to utilize in for tier 1 cities also. So, any plans to expand the business and open new branches in tier 1?
So we have a significant presence in tier 1 also, and especially if you look our liability side business, most of the branches are in the top, almost 95% plus branches are the top 100 centers, top 100 deposit centers in the country. So because deposit is the bread and butter. Deposit brings money which we can lend at other places. So we have a big focus on the tier 1 cities also, but that is largely from the you can say the small corporate lending and the deposit side, and that focus will also remain there because getting money through deposits is equally important. Rather it is sometimes it becomes more important. Once we get money, then only we can deploy it. So there has been focus on tier 1, and that will remain there for some of the niche products.
Mrs. Maria, could you please help us to understand how do you see the order book of the company in the next 5 years?
I think we won't be able to make a forward statement on our forward book. I hope sure you will appreciate that.
Sure. Okay, no problem, sir. Okay, my next question is, as Mr. Singh has already explained that the focus will be on digital and new innovations. So, how are you going to step in this course? And so nowadays, AI is every company is using AI also. What are your plans? How are you going to expand your business? Are you going to innovate new technologies or to involve AI also to increase your capacity?
Yeah. So, if you see last 5 6 years on digital front and technology front, we have done a lot of work, in fact, and especially it helps us in when we go to rural and semi-urban area. All things like digital onboarding, e-sign, and all other things have been helpful. Even UPI Lite is we are the first small finance bank to launch UPI Lite. So technology front we have been at forefront. At the same time, as you mentioned, the technology is ever changing, and everything becomes obsolete in 2 3 years time. So to that effect, what we have done, we have engaged KPMG and PwC, who are helping us to see forward. I mean, you can say that how technology will look like in 3 to 5 years hence. Today you may be good in technology, but that may not remain the same if you don't invest, if you don't relook, you don't do enough work in that space. So we have got transformation office, in fact, which is working on currently all our processes, data, products part, and just seeing where we should be in next 3 to 5 years time, so that we don't lag behind. So AI is a part of that discussion. In fact, when we are talking of all the other technology interventions.
Great. Next question is, this bank is going to be the fifth small finance bank to be available for trading on exchanges आफ्टर उज्जीवन स्मॉल फाइनेंस बैंक और हमने एयू स्मॉल फाइनेंस बैंक को भी देखा लिस्ट होते हुए Equitas Small Finance is already there, and so the Small Finance Bank is there. So uh, post listing, is there anything that the bank is going to change the strategy or the product? Are you going to add more products and going to change your strategies? And is there anything that is going to be changed after this listing?
So, as far as listing is concerned, I think this is one of the important milestone in any corporate life, and we are going through that process. But the way corporate or the way bank looks, I don't think will change the way we are looking our banking or the way we are looking Utkarsh. Our way of looking at various things will remain the same. Our trajectory, as I mentioned, will remain the same. Our thought process and which product and which geography we have to focus on, that will remain the same. In fact, when we are going to public, we are saying that this is what we are and support us because of this. And it's not that if I'm getting support, I'll change something. So our entire, I'll use word philosophy. What we say that banks are for centuries, and I also say that this culture, process, and growth, how we have built this institution, that will remain the hallmark. And our focus area, like in past also, will there is no reason why these should undergo a change.
So last question, how do you see the growth of overall banking sector and especially small finance bank segment?
Yeah, in that segment also, as I mentioned, we have our own niche area, and and especially when we are talking of hinterland in semi-urban area, rural area, there is a lot of opportunity. There is a lot of requirement. I'll put it this way, and maybe when we see a lot of bank branches in metros and large cities, we think that we are already overbanked, but that's not the case. Especially in many of the geographies, even today, financial inclusion is has not reached to the level that it should. India is one of the fastest growing country. We have seen a good footprint in terms of digital infrastructure, in terms of physical infrastructure. The mobile technology and has helped in a big way. Even Aadhaar penetration has helped in a big way. So our sense is that there is a lot of opportunity, there is a lot of requirement, and these enablers will help us also in a big way. And not only with us. I mean, it is not going to happen with us only, but the entire fraternity, entire banking sector is going to take benefit of this. But we being in a geography where I think the requirement is higher, we are I'll use the word better placed, to take advantage or to grab the opportunity.
Sure, sure, sir. All right, well done on this note. Thank you so much, Mr. Singh and Mrs. Maria, for being with us and sharing with us all the key insights of this upcoming IPO. And we wish you all the very best for this IPO. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.